Millions of people have flocked through the doors of Madame Tussauds since it first opened over 188 years ago in 1835. It remains just as popular as it ever was. Started by Marie Tussauds in London, Madame Tussauds has become a major tourist attraction in various cities and countries around the world, displaying waxworks of famous and historical figures, as well as popular film and television characters. In 2015, Madame Tussauds opened up a museum right here in Orlando, Florida, and it has become a popular hotspot at Icon Park. I'm Christina Carmona, and this is Destination Orange County. Walt Disney, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, Albert Einstein, and Muhammad Ali. These are just some of the icons you can discover at Madame Tussauds. I spoke with Sam Wolf, the studio manager, to learn how wax figures are made and what makes Orlando's museum special.
Usually it takes a team of about 20 artists between 4 and 6 months to create a single one from the ground up, and it starts with a sitting process all the way till when they arrive here on my front door, and then they're my responsibility to take care of. So it is a process that requires hundreds of photographs, hundreds of measurements, and then from that a clay sculpt is made by one of our phenomenal principal sculptors in the UK, and that could take 6 weeks alone just to get the sculpt right. Then once we're ready with that, we use plaster to make a hollow mold from that clay sculpt that we pour the wax into, and then from there it comes out. We paint it in all oil paints. There is no makeup, no airbrushing. Everything is done completely by hand, just like Marie Tussauds did 250 years ago. All the hair is ethically sourced human hair that we hand insert one at a time. It takes hundreds of hours. And then we cut and style it. We put them in their wardrobe. We take lots of pretty pictures when they're brand new, and then they get sent to each location.
So when it comes to here in Orlando, between traveling and choosing which Madame Tussauds you might want to visit, what would make this one really special?
Well, one beautiful thing about Madame Tussauds as a brand, regardless of which attraction you're going to go to, they're all going to be different. So there'll be some familiar faces throughout a handful, some really iconic people like, of course, Beyonce and things like that. But here in Orlando, we also have some unique figures. For some Florida history, we have Ponce de Leon, Juan Ponce de Leon. So he's kind of a unique one that came from eras gone by, but we also have You Get Welcomed by Pitbull, who is Mr. 305. We have Maluma and Bad Bunny, and those are two Latin artists that are really big in the scene of the music that our guests here in Orlando like to listen to. And we also, of course, one of my favorites, we have Walt Disney here as well, which is so crucial to the DNA of Orlando. And we also have the Justice League. So we have the entire Justice League experience, and the only other place in the whole world you can get that experience is all the way in Sydney, Australia. So it's a very big jewel in our crown here in Orlando.
Right, so that means if you want to visit Madame Tussauds, everywhere is good. But Orlando, we've got the Justice League, and that is actually pretty cool. The aesthetic is there, you feel super immersed. I'm gonna go check it out. Sam, I know you've got a lot to do, so thank you so much for taking some time out for me. One of the fun things you can do at Madame Tussauds is interact with all of the props and wax figures they have on display, something my co-host and I took full advantage of. Just before we left, we stopped by Wax Hands, a cool experience you can do by getting your hand waxed and take home as a souvenir. All right, so how do we start?
So I'm gonna have you guys start off washing your hands.
Wash your hands, hygiene is important.
No, I suddenly feel judged on how I wash my hands.
So we actually use a process called inertia, which basically we get your hands super numbingly cold, so when you dip it into the wax, it immediately freezes around your hand instead of burning it.
Right. Okay.
Come on right over here to the wax. Put your elbow up like that, do the robot, and we're gonna dip it down twice. 1 and 2. Beautiful. And we're gonna come on right back over here. Alright, and put it in. Hold it right there. And do you have any idea what color you want to make it?
Absolutely pink.
Okay. We have glitter too as well. If you wanna do
Glitter pink.
Yes.
Yes, that's perfect.
Why am I not surprised?
And then pull it out.
That is pretty crazy.
And then it's
Yeah.
pretty flexible, so you can move it to however you want. Once you take it off.
That is my hand. Look at that. So if you guys are ever here at Madame Tussauds Orlando and you pass by the wax hands or want to get your hand waxed, just look right over here and you'll see Nando and I. It's our little part of Madame Tussauds.
We're a part of Madame Tussauds now.
So that's all the time we have here at Madame Tussauds Orlando. So if you ever find yourself here at Icon Park, make sure you stop on by and party amongst the stars.